You want to hear something truly fascinating? There's this saint I came across, Saint Longinus. He was the Roman centurion who stood at the foot of the cross, the very man who pierced the side of Jesus. But here's where it gets incredible. The story says Longinus had poor eyesight. His vision was fading, and when he thrust the spear into Christ's side, the blood and water flowed down, spilling onto his face, and instantly his eyes were healed. He could suddenly see perfectly. But even more, he saw the truth. He realized in that moment that the man he had just crucified was the Son of God. Overwhelmed, he fell to his knees. And from that day forward, his life completely changed. He left behind his armor, his rank, his old life, and began to spread the gospel across the lands of the Middle East. But word traveled fast. Pontius Pilate heard about this soldier turned preacher. So they arrested him, brought him before the authorities, and they told him, "Deny your faith." But Longinus looked them straight in the eye and said, "Why would I deny my faith when I know who the true king is?" Angered, they said, "If he gave you your eyesight, then we'll take your eyes." And so they did. They blinded him. But even without his eyes, he continued to preach. He walked, guided by faith, not by sight, telling anyone who would listen about the man who changed his life. But his enemies grew more furious. They finally cut out his tongue, hoping that would silence him forever. But what happened next was nothing short of a miracle. Even without a tongue, he could still speak. His voice thundered, deep, powerful, unexplainable. Those who heard him said it was no longer the man speaking, it was God himself. Imagine that, a blind man with no tongue, yet his words shook hearts, moved crowds, and glorified heaven. Because when the world tried to silence him, God gave him another voice. Saint Longinus became a living testimony that no earthly power can quiet the truth of Jesus Christ. And his story still whispers one eternal message: they can take your eyes, your tongue, your freedom, but they can never take your faith.